July 29th, 2024. The Hart Space, Southport, England. 26 little girls are gathered around tables, making Taylor Swift friendship bracelets and singing along to their favorite songs. It's the first week of summer holidays, a time of joy, innocence, and childhood wonder. At 11:45 a.m., a figure in a green hoodie and surgical mask enters the building. Within minutes, 3 children will be dead, 10 others wounded, and Britain will face its worst attack on children since Dunblane. This is the story of the Southport dance class massacre. Southport, Merseyside, a seaside town of 90,000 people on England's northwest coast, known for its Victorian pier, sandy beaches, and family-friendly atmosphere. The kind of place parents choose specifically because it feels safe, where children can be children without fear. The Hart Space was a community studio on Hart Street, hosting yoga, dance, and baby classes. On this Monday morning, yoga teacher Leanne Lucas and her colleague Heidi Little were running a sold-out Taylor Swift-themed workshop. The event had been advertised on Instagram 3 weeks earlier, a perfect summer holiday activity for young Swifties aged 6 to 11. But as these children crafted friendship bracelets and danced to shake it off, a teenage boy with a history of violence, multiple system failures, and an obsession with mass murder was in a taxi, heading their way. Axel Rudakubana had been planning something horrific. He'd already attempted to attack his former school a week earlier, only to be stopped by his father. This time, no one would stop him. What followed would not only claim innocent lives, but expose catastrophic failures in Britain's safeguarding systems and spark nationwide riots based on racist misinformation. By sunset, Britain would be forever changed. Axel Muganwa Rudakubana was born in Cardiff, Wales, on August 7, 2006, to Rwandan parents who'd fled their homeland's ethnic violence. His father, Alphonse, had reportedly fought with the Rwandan Patriotic Army that ended the 1994 genocide. His mother, Letitia, was a devout evangelical Christian. They came to Britain seeking safety and a better life for their future children. Young Axel showed early promise in the arts. At 11, he appeared in a BBC Children in Need video dressed as Doctor Who. He attended drama classes at the Pauline Quirk Academy. Teachers described him as quiet but talented, but beneath this exterior, darkness was growing. By age 13, Rudakubana had called Childline asking, "What should I do if I want to kill somebody?" He'd been taking knives to school, not once, but 10 times. When confronted, he admitted he brought them to use them. He researched school shootings during IT class. He attacked a classmate with a hockey stick, breaking their wrist. He was expelled, convicted of assault, and referred to PREVENT, Britain's anti-extremism program, 3 times. Each time, the system failed. PREVENT rejected him because he showed no clear ideology. Police visited repeatedly but took no substantive action. Mental health services diagnosed him with autism but provided minimal support. Social services knew he was dangerous. They wouldn't meet him without police present. Yet somehow, this obviously troubled teen remained free to plan mass murder. Investigators would later discover the depth of Rudakubana's obsessions. He could name every genocide in history: Rwanda, the Holocaust, the Mongol conquests, and recite death tolls with disturbing accuracy. His devices contained graphic videos of beheadings, torture, and murder. He studied terrorist materials, including an Al-Qaeda training manual he'd possessed since age 15. His interest in Rwanda's genocide was particularly intense, perhaps connected to his father's military past. He researched the Mau Mau Rebellion, ethnic cleansing in Somalia, and every major conflict from Gaza to Ukraine. He'd attempted to produce ricin, one of the world's deadliest poisons. Just 0.5 milligrams can kill an adult. A week before the Southport attack, Rudakubana had attempted to strike Range High School, his former school. Wearing the same green hoodie and mask he'd wear to the dance class, he took a taxi there just as students were leaving for summer. His father spotted him and pleaded with the taxi driver not to take him. The attack was thwarted, but Alphonse either didn't realize or couldn't prevent what would happen next. On July 13th, Rudakubana purchased a 20-centimeter Apollo Cerbera chef's knife. He was methodically preparing for mass murder. At 11:45 a.m., Rudakubana arrived at Hart Street by taxi using the false name Simon. He walked down an alley toward the Hart space, his knife concealed beneath his hoodie. The front door was unlocked for fire safety, standard practice that would prove tragically exploitable. Inside, the workshop was in full swing. 6-year-old Bebe King, 7-year-old Elsie Dot Stancombe, 9-year-old Alice da Silva Aguiar, and 23 other girls were absorbed in their crafts. Leanne Lucas initially thought the hooded figure was a parent arriving early for pickup. Then Rudakubana pulled out the knife and began his rampage. He moved quickly through the room, stabbing children at random while remaining eerily silent. Lucas realized what was happening only when he stabbed her in the back, 5 times. Despite her injuries, she began shepherding children toward the fire exit, screaming at them to run. Little Bebe King was attacked with particular savagery, 122 separate injuries. Elsie Dot Stancombe suffered 85 wounds. Alice da Silva Aguiar was stabbed repeatedly before dying the next day in hospital. One survivor, who made it to the door, was pulled back inside and stabbed 32 times, but miraculously survived. The attack lasted just minutes, but its horror was absolute. Jonathan Hayes, working downstairs, ran up when he heard screams. He found Rudakubana crouching over a child's body and tried to intervene, getting stabbed in the leg for his bravery. Amidst unimaginable terror, heroes emerged. Leanne Lucas, despite 5 stab wounds to her back, continued evacuating children through the fire exit. Heidi Little hid a child in a bathroom, saving her life. Jonathan Hayes confronted the attacker despite having no weapon or training. Outside, 2 men, Marcin Tijan and Joel Verite, heard Lucas's screams and rushed to help. Tijan administered CPR to Alice da Silva Aguiar, while Verite entered the building to assist police. When officers arrived at 11:57 a.m. with tasers drawn, they found Rudakubana standing over Bebe King's body, still holding the bloodied knife. "Drop the knife," they commanded. Remarkably, he complied immediately, allowing his arrest without further violence. It was as if, having accomplished his horrific goal, he simply stopped. Emergency services declared a major incident. 13 ambulances, multiple air ambulances, and specialist trauma teams descended on Southport. 6 children, and both Lucas and Hayes, were initially critical. The hospitals, Alderhay Children's, Aintree University, and others, activated mass casualty protocols not used since terrorist attacks. Within hours, misinformation spread like wildfire online. False claims that the attacker was a Muslim asylum seeker named Ali al-Shakati went viral, pushed by far-right accounts and fake news sites. The truth, that Rudakubana was a British-born Christian of Rwandan heritage, was initially withheld due to his age. That evening, as thousands attended a peaceful vigil for the victims, hundreds of far-right agitators arrived in Southport. They attacked the local mosque with bricks and bottles, burned police vehicles, and looted shops. 39 officers were injured. The violence spread nationwide over subsequent days, with riots in London, Manchester, Belfast, and dozens of other cities. Over 1,000 people were eventually arrested. The government faced a dilemma. Releasing Rudakubana's identity might calm tensions, but would break precedent for protecting minor defendants. On August 1st, a judge made the unprecedented decision to name him publicly, citing the urgent need to counter dangerous misinformation. By then, the damage was done. Britain had experienced its worst riots in over a decade. As Rudakubana awaited trial, investigators uncovered more disturbing evidence. In his bedroom, they found ricin he'd attempted to produce and the Al-Qaeda manual he'd downloaded 3 years earlier. He was charged with terrorism offenses, though prosecutors couldn't establish an ideological motive. He seemed to want mass murder for its own sake. On January 20th, 2025, as his trial was about to begin, Rudakubana shocked everyone by pleading guilty to all charges: 3 murders, 10 attempted murders, and the additional weapons and terrorism charges. At sentencing 3 days later, he disrupted proceedings by shouting for medical help and had to be removed from court. Judge Julian Goose handed down a life sentence with a minimum of 52 years, meaning Rudakubana would be nearly 70 before eligible for parole. The judge said he would likely never be released, calling it the most extreme, shocking, and exceptionally serious crime. Had Rudakubana been 18 at the time of the attack, he would have received a whole life order, Britain's harshest sentence. The investigation revealed catastrophic failures across multiple agencies. Prevent had rejected Rudakubana 3 times because he lacked clear terrorist ideology, even though he possessed terrorist materials and exhibited every warning sign of impending violence. Police had interacted with him repeatedly, but never acted decisively. His school expelled him for bringing knives, but didn't ensure proper follow-up. Mental health services diagnosed his autism, but provided minimal intervention. Social services deemed him so dangerous they required police escorts, yet he remained free. Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced a complete overhaul of terrorism laws to address loners and misfits who commit extreme violence without traditional ideological motivations. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper ordered a public inquiry into the systemic failures. David Anderson was appointed to review Prevent's threshold for intervention. The case exposed a gap in Britain's security architecture: what to do with violent individuals who don't fit neat categories. Rudakubana wasn't a terrorist in the traditional sense, wasn't mentally ill enough for sectioning, wasn't criminal enough for preemptive imprisonment. He fell through every crack until he committed mass murder. The Southport attack forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. A system designed to protect children failed at every level. Warning signs that couldn't have been clearer were ignored or minimized. A troubled teenager's spiral into violence was watched, but not stopped. 3 beautiful young girls, Bebe King, Elsie Dot Stancombe, and Alice de Silva Aguiar, paid the ultimate price for these failures. They went to a dance class to celebrate their love of Taylor Swift and never came home. 8 other children and 2 brave adults carry physical and psychological scars that may never fully heal. The riots that followed showed how quickly misinformation can tear a nation apart. The legal proceedings revealed how poorly equipped our systems are for non-ideological violence. And Axel Rudakubana himself remains an enigma, a boy from a loving family who chose unspeakable evil. Prevention requires not just identifying threats, but acting on them. It requires systems that communicate, professionals who escalate concerns, and laws that address modern dangers.
I'll film it. I'll film it.
I don't suppose it's...
got... No. We've got no information to suggest there's anything other than this person involved. He's in custody. There's a knife up there.
Until these changes are made, other children remain at risk. Remember Bebe, Elsie, and Alice. Innocent girls whose lives were stolen in minutes of madness. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Juvenile Files for more documentaries. If you know someone exhibiting warning signs of violence, please report it immediately. Your action could save lives.